Okay, so this one, we're looking to solve this. This is actually a quadratic in disguise. They've factored this side of the quadratic here. And we're trying to figure out what x value would satisfy this equation. So definitely some more technical ways of doing this. We could distribute, move this 108 over to the left side, and then we could factor or use the quadratic formula or do some more like physical on paper work to solve this. And I will go over probably the best method for solving this, factoring first. But like with all these problems, we're also looking for what is the easiest way to get our answer. So let's go ahead and work through this one by hand first. I'm going to distribute. I'm going to subtract. And here we are, we're ready to start factoring. So I'm going to do the magic X, A times C, and B. All right, what two numbers multiply to make 108, negative 108, but add to make 3? Not coming to me off the top of my head. Don't really have my factors of 108 memorized. So I'm going to go into the calculator and show you guys a trick I like to do that helps me figure out the magic X. So I take whatever number I have as my A times C and I divide it by X. And then I will take this gear and make a table out of this. And these are all my factors. When I divide by 1, these are I get a result, negative 108. These are two factors that multiply to make negative 108. Now I'm just checking. Will they add to 3? Nope. First one doesn't. Second one doesn't. Third one adds to negative 33. Fourth one adds to negative 23. So I'm going to keep going until I get two numbers that add to 3. This, looking really close, but it's adding to negative 3. So I'm going to go a few down and just take the inverses of both of them. And these are the two numbers that add to negative 3, but also multiply to negative 108. Now that I have those two numbers, I know that 12 and negative 9 are what I'm going to use. So I can go and set up the box. X squared, negative 108. 12x and negative 9x. GCF, 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 and GCF. So here are my two factors, x plus 12 and x minus 9. I'm going to take each factor and set them equal to 0 and solve for my solutions to this quadratic. Since we're looking at a rectangle, 109, or not 109, 9 is going to be my better answer. So I'm going to pick that one. I also don't see negative 12 as a possibility. Can't have a negative width of a desk. However, that is the long way. That is the way that takes some work. And there is a much easier way. So what I'm going to do, and you can do this with any equation. It doesn't matter what class you're in. If you have this calculator and you're taking Algebra 2 or you're taking calculus or whatever class you're taking, any equation can be solved by graphing both sides of it and seeing where the two lines or curves intersect with each other. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to graph the left side of my equation, and I'm going to graph the right side of my equation, and I'm going to see where do they cross. And lo and behold, same two answers, so 9 is my answer.